This Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. The Lord told Abraham in chapter 12 that he was going to make his seed as the stars of the heaven and of the realm of the heavens. How in the world could a man possibly think that something just happened that is so awesome? Let's just take a look at one star. The star called the sun. The biggest star. Yet it isn't the biggest star. It's one of the smallest stars. It's just closer to us than any of the other stars. And listen what the sun is 93 million miles from the earth. Have you got a good Bible? If you don't have a good Bible, you need one. I've got a date sitting here in front of me. And this date is probably one of the most informative and best Bibles you could possibly buy. It has the information wrapped in a nutshell that you need to know if you're going to study, really study the Bible, verse by verse, word by word. There's all kinds of studies you can do. I do comparative studies. I do preemptive studies. I could name you a whole bunch of words I can't even pronounce, but I do those kind of studies. And sometimes I'll do a word study, just a word, and go study that word. I have found words that are in some of my dictionaries, which I have some of the best dictionaries in the world. I seek out books. I seek out dictionaries. I seek out those that would take a word to its nth degree, back to its Hebrew or its Aramaic or wherever it came from, and seek that word out and find out what that word is. I have some words in my dictionaries that take up 2.5, 3 pages, one word, with explanations. So you can study. But anyway, the sun's 93 million miles from the earth. It is 865,400 miles in diameter. That's what it is in diameter. Across it, it is larger. Let's see how many times larger than the earth it is. It weighs about 1,980 septrillion tons. And it's considered a dwarf. You know what a dwarf is? A dwarf is a little bitty thing compared to a big thing. The sun is considered a dwarf among stars. The deal is that it's closer to us. And it is, let's say, it's a septillion tons, and it is considered a dwarf star compared to others. It is 1.3 million times bigger than the Earth, and 300 million times closer, 1,000 times, 300,000 times closer to us than any other star. It is a large magnet. Let's stop right there. It is a large magnet. All right. All of the solar systems are magnets. All of the stars, the pulsars, all the stars are magnets. And the sun is a magnet. And everything is magnetized. Who magnetized it? God magnetized it. Who set it where it is? God set it where it is. Who magnetized it to be where it is? God magnetized it to be where it is. The opposite magna fields is what makes it work like this. And God set it there to do that. Now listen to this. In the center, it's in the center, by the way. All stars are fixed, and planets in the center of our solar system of 9 major planets, 31 known satellites, and innumerable asteroids and meteors. And the temperature of the sun is 1,200,000 on the surface and 40 million degrees in the center. 1,200,000 degrees on the surface of the sun. And listen to this now, 2,500,000 miles of flame off the sun can be 2,500,000 miles. One flame. Here's a flame. You got a fire. I got a fire down in my furnace right now flickering. And a flame might jump up 6 inches. Compared to most of the flames that are this size, a flame might jump up 6 inches. Well, off the sun, it jumps 2,500,000 miles. Now what happens when it comes 500,000 miles? Now we're talking about something. When a flame off the sun comes off the sun, 500,000 miles. Wow. That is something. And that is really something. But 500,000 miles is only 500,000. And the sun is 1.3 million miles away. Is that correct? No, excuse me. It is 93 million miles away. I need to get my figures correct here. It's 93 million miles away. So 500,000 is only a drop in the bucket. Let's say 93. Take 5 and it would be 2, 3, just a little bit of a percentage. A very small percentage. 500,000 miles would be just a little small percentage of the distance. But what's going to happen, one of these days we're going to have solar flares from the sun that are going to come from that 500,000 mile distance, and when the flame stops, there goes this full solar flare, and that solar flare is, I believe we're seeing them now in the Aurora Borealis. I believe the Aurora Borealis is light from God, from the sun, sent down here for a reason, to be used. You say, what would be the reason? To confuse the airways. To confuse the airways. What did God do in the Tower of Babel? He confused the language. Now what is he doing? Man is doing everything conceivable he thinks of in his mind, and how is he doing it? He's doing it through the airways. He's doing it through the telephone, computer, the iPad, all the stuff that man has. Let me tell you what happened. Let a solar flare enter into one city on this earth, and it will destroy that city. It's going to take out the grid that you're watching me on right now. It's going to take out the grid for the computer. It's going to shut everything down. Now man has become his own God, thinking that he's going to do of his own self that which he wants to do. So he has computerized the cash register. He has computerized the telephone. He has computerized the TV. He has computerized the system. And now he thinks, we got it made. All we got to do is push a button, and at night we push a button and go home, come back in the morning, push a button, we start all over again. Everything's just hunky-dory, fine and dandy. Well, what's going to happen one day when he can't push the button? When he can push the button, but nothing happens. Nothing comes on. When he drives up, and by the way, his automobile won't drive because it's got a computer under the seat that tells him when to start and when not to. You get in and turn the key over, and the computer says, that's the right key. Go ahead and crank the engine. But if you put that key in there and the computer's not working, it said, no, wrong key, wrong key, wrong key. You can do what you want until you get the right key. You're not going to crank that engine. And that's the way it's going to be one day. There's going to be a solar flash shoot in here. Everything going to shut out. And when it does, man's going to find out he ain't such a big God as he thinks he is, because he's going to be in real serious trouble. And he ain't going to get out of it that easy. Then men will have to again start calling on the Lord, have him start over again.